When was the last time that you needed to go to a doctor but you pushed it off? Made the excuse of, I'm too busy, or I don't know which doctor to go to. I think we've all been there. Booking a doctor appointment can just feel so daunting. But thanks to ZocDoc, there's no reason to delay. They make it so easy to find and book a doctor who's right for you. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about booking in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, primary care to urgent care. Sally and I are always looking for ways to get things done efficiently and quickly, even when it comes to booking our doctor's appointments. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/Sally to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/SALLY. ZocDoc.com/Sally.
I'm loving iRestore's latest skincare products. Their Renew Calming Facial Spray is amazing, especially for dry skin. It gives instant hydration, calms irritation, and helps firm your skin. And when used before the Illumina Red Light Face Mask, it enhances the benefits of the therapy. I also suggest pairing the Renew Calming Facial Spray and Anti-Aging Eye Cream with your Illumina Face Mask so you can see even better results. Give your skincare the love it deserves. For a limited time, subscribe and save 25% off or more, plus free shipping on iRestore Skincare, and our listeners are getting a huge discount on the iRestore Illumina Face Mask when you use code SALLY at iRestore.com. So head over to iRestore.com and use code SALLY for our show's exclusive discounts. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Unlock your best skin with iRestore. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Choose Strong podcast. Eddie and Sally here today with yet another backdrop. A new backdrop. This is our third one, I'd say, in the last couple weeks. If you are watching us on Spotify, what is up? YouTube, hello. It is a beautiful day here in Southern California. In fact, Eddie, I was kind of excited about getting out of Southern California, hoping that the turn of fall would already be happening in Nashville and Kentucky and Missouri, and I just checked the weather. It's supposed to be about 93 degrees when I visit.
That is not fall weather at all.
The heat wave of September is real. For those of you that are listening to this podcast right now and you're sitting in the heat, I feel you. But you know what? We could all use a little bit of heat training. It definitely helps with our training, mental toughness, and just preparing our body, even for altitude races. Eddie, I'm also sitting here, as you can see, assembling these little keychains that I have.
Noticed,
I'm putting together some. Well, Bear just crawled up right on my lap. He was waiting for that. I am making these little gifts for the Women Aware conference that I'll be speaking at in Poplar.
Poplar
Did
Bluff.
I say it right?
Poplar
Bluff.
Yes.
I said it wrong last time. I came up with this idea when I was putting my talk together, and then I really started just thinking about the women that were going to be there. And so I thought, there's like this acronym that I'm going to be talking about in my talk, but I thought, I'm going to make them bracelets. I'm going to make them bracelets, and I'm going to put this acronym on there. So I bought all this stuff to make bracelets, and I could barely make one, like stringing on the beads on that little tiny string. And for whatever reason, I thought that there was maybe 200-300 women in attendance, and then you did a double check. You're like, let me double check. So you got in contact with the speaking management team, and they're like, no, it's like 500 to 600 people. And I thought, oh my, I'm going to have carpal tunnel by the time I finish making these beaded bracelets. So I then decided to pivot, because these are really popular right now too. These cute little charm safety pins. I got these really pretty gold ones. They're like these 2-inch safety pins. And I have touched every single one. Every bead on here means something. And as I'm sitting here making them, I'm thinking about the women that will be in attendance, and I'm really excited to give this to them as a gift. And it goes in a little yellow bag, of course.
Of course, yeah.
But I committed right away to handling every single one myself. And so, I don't know if I'll do that for future talks.
I just got an email from the event. It said that there's now 1,000 people. That's weird. You better get cranking over there.
So that, if you are watching us online and you see me looking down every now and then and there's a safety pin in my hand and some beads, I'm multitasking. I am multitasking because these sweet little gifts, these need to be made. And yeah, I'm making the most of my time.
Yes,
but
you
fully engaged.
Fully engaged.
Fully engaged. In fact, the way that my brain works, if I am playing with something, I actually pay attention a lot better than if I don't have something in my hand. So
that's true. I noticed on Sunday when I glanced over at you at church, I saw like a bunch of pictures on your paper instead of notes. It was all doodles but yet.
Yeah, if I doodle in church, I am laser focused. I have to like draw and then I can listen really well, especially because that service was like over an hour long. For a hot minute, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time for me to pay attention right now. So I got the pen out and I just started drawing. And then I was locked in. Totally locked in. There might be some listeners right now that are like, yes, I do that too. I have to do that too. I've been like that since our college days. If you remember, we took Psychology 101 together.
Yes, I do remember that, actually.
I used to draw pictures all down the margins of my notes. But that also helped me study because I would remember the pictures in connection to the notes that I was taking.
Yeah.
I'm a visual person, and I could remember the answers in the tests. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how we got off on that tangent because I really want to say hello to our youth listeners. What is up? Wonderful to have you here. I hope that your week is getting off to a great start. To everyone that has started running, and maybe some of you have started racing. We know that race season is still in full swing. I know that a lot of you are still training for some races that are coming up here in September, October. Some of you are gearing up for that really popular road marathon, CIM, in December. So I just want to say well done for showing up today to get that training in. And also, if we are joining you for a race, thank you so much for bringing Eddie and I along.
Yes.
We always love being a part of your race story. And we also love just hearing about people's races. This has been a really fun season. I love this time of year because we're getting all these recaps from people, which I know that you're probably going to tap into in a little bit. But I'll tell you what, you guys, Eddie and I have started off our last couple days pretty early in the morning. We have gone to the coffee house together and we have sat in the bike together at the gym, and it's been a real fun time.
You know, it actually has been. It's been 2 days in a row, and I don't love getting up, but once I'm up and I'm on the bike with a coffee, I feel like it's good. I'm glad that I got up, you know?
And that's all I got to do. When I wake him up, I'm just like, time to get coffee. And he's so happy.
As soon as
if I were to say, hey, time to go to the gym, he wouldn't come.
I would have threw the pillow at you.
Yeah.
And that would have not happened. Yeah. But I know you've talked about it in previous episodes where, to wake yourself up, you just get there, you sip on a coffee, mentally you tell yourself, I'm just going to spin the bike and flip through the news or look through the emails, and man, it works. It does.
And this is just like a tactic. If you're in a season where you're like, I have really low motivation, or maybe it's high stress. And when we're in high stress, we don't want to add anything else. And we actually stress can zap our energy. And so the idea of going to the gym and putting in effort, the idea of getting up really early and just sweating, I like to use brain tricks, little brain psychology here. The idea is just to get out the door. And so what's the dangling carrot to get you out the door? For a lot of you, you love your hot cup of coffee or your cup of tea in the morning. Maybe you have a favorite game you play on your phone or a Netflix show or whatever. Just tell yourself that's what you're going to go and do. Now, is that the end result? Is that what we want to do every single time? No, it isn't. Like, obviously, we're going to get off the bike. We eventually got on the treadmill. We then went and started lifting weights. So, yeah, I mean, our time at the gym was like 75 minutes
Yeah, I
at the
think we
gym,
started,
so
10 minutes on the bike only,
yeah, we were
but
on
that
the
was
bike for 10
enough
minutes. Yeah,
to wake us up.
yep, had a cup of coffee, caught up. It was great. So the idea is just to get yourself there. And sometimes we all need that. Doesn't mean that you are weaker mentally. It doesn't mean that you're any lesser. You don't know how to go after your goals. This idea is do what you need to do to get the work done. And I even talked about how, especially after having kids, when I was working back into fitness, my body didn't feel great. I mean, I think with Mackenzie, I had put on like an extra 50, 60 pounds. Obviously, I wasn't running out the door right away. I had a lot of weight that I needed to work off, and my body didn't feel great pounding on the ground. So it was a lot of walking in the beginning and a lot of cycling and really easing into that activity. What I found during that time was that I really loved walking.
Hmm.
I really loved just like early morning, peaceful, quiet time to just walk, breathe in the fresh air, watch the light change from dark to light in the morning. There are so many little things in that slowing down that I started to really appreciate. Being able to move my body is such a gift. Then as I got stronger and fitter, you know, heading out for a run, it felt a lot better. But what I realized too is that even in the seasons in my life where that feel stressful or overwhelming, sometimes it's nice just to say, I'm not going to go out for a run. I'm just going to go outside and walk.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say 99% of the time, that walk always turned into a run because it was like, I'm out here, might as well do a walk run and might as well just add on a few more miles. And so it's just teaching your brain, we're not going to throw this to the side when I don't feel good. We're not going to throw this to the side when the season feels heavy or I'm stressed out. I'm just going to pivot and I'm going to do the best with what I have to get this done. And maybe it's going to take a little bit longer. I'm going to go a little bit slower, or I'm going to start it off differently, but we're going to get the work done. So these past couple days, I'll tell you what, Ed, I know I put a post on Instagram that we had made a move, and I know you and I have been so tired.
Yeah.
But the importance of moving our body each day, getting in that exercise. I'm trying to put in some good training hours. Sometimes just starting off the day with each other on a bike and a cup of coffee, no sweeter way.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said it this morning where it's so nice to know that I got the workout done and it was like 7:30 a.m.
Mhm.
I'm done with that, check it off. And I'm still not like a morning workout guy, but I've always wanted to be.
You'll get there.
So I've always wanted to be. So this is a good step for me.
It
2 days in
is.
a row to kind of get, moving before 7:00.
One thing that I've noticed sometimes with, we see it a lot like on social media, and it's like, get up at 4 a.m. We all have 24 hours in a day, and it's just this go hard, go home mentality.
Yeah.
And when you talk to someone who's used to always getting up at 7 and then suddenly you're telling them to get up at 4, that's 3 hours. Like,
Yeah.
your body needs time to adjust to that.
Yeah.
It's pretty drastic. I understand there's moments, maybe you're going fishing with friends and it's like you're kind of excited that one day out of the month or whatever, you're getting up really early.
Oh, yeah. If you told me, hey, Eddie, tomorrow you got to get up at 3:30, go play golf, I'm up
Yes.
at 3:30.
Great example.
I'm
But
good.
are we doing that every single day? We're
No,
not. We're not doing
no.
that every single day. So again, it's kind of leaning into that little psychology trick. What's the dangling carrot? How can we kind of make that a more doable carrot?
Yeah.
Golfing every single day isn't doable for everyone, but what's a part of your routine that you love each day that you can insert that really beckons you to get out of bed? Now, I would always suggest, because I used to teach this 5 a.m. boot camp back in the day, fitness boot camp. And, in preparation for it, because, the ladies were like, they have families, a lot of them were working. Same for them, getting up and ready to go at 5 a.m. So I always wanted them there 5-10 minutes early.
Yeah.
That's really early in the morning.
Mhm.
So you're thinking, okay, they're getting up about 4:15, 4:30. Some people have like a morning routine that they really need to wake up, to wake up their bodies before they go train. And so, they're up at 4. So I highly recommend that instead of going drastically, have a transition period. Let it take you 2 to 4 weeks to transition into that earlier time. So instead of I get up at 7, now I'm going to get up at 4. Well, instead of getting up at 7, just get up at 6:45 and do that for a full week.
Yeah.
The following week, get up at 6:30. every single day and see how that is. And I think that
Yeah.
you'll naturally start to adjust. It's a little bit gentler. I guess in a way, it's kind of like the nicotine patch, right? Like instead of quitting cold turkey, you put that patch on and it kind of helps you wean yourself off. But I think in the same way, not everyone is just a natural early morning riser. Some of us need a little bit more time to transition. And so that's a really good way to do it. Just do it gently.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you'll feel a little bit better getting up early in the morning. You'll probably also start to notice that you're going to go to bed a little bit earlier as well. I know
Knowing
for
that,
me,
yeah.
in those seasons, I mean, usually by 8:30 every night, I'm ready to start my night routine, and hopefully I'm in bed between 9 and 9:30.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been good. So 2 days in a row, going for 3 tomorrow.
Eddie, what
We'll see.
are your goals looking like for the fall season? I know that you always kick off the year with the Surf City half marathon. I know you've had a lot going on in your schedule lately. I joked with you yesterday that I was going to put you on a 8 to 10 week aerobic base building fitness, but let's hear what you have planned for yourself in this fall season as we're about to get into the middle of September now.
All right. Yeah, you want to hear my new goal, huh?
Yeah, I want to hear about Eddie's goals. Let's hear
All
it.
right. So my new goal is a lofty one, and it's a goal that is it's part of me lifting weight. So I set a goal for myself for December 31st.
I feel like this is taking you a real long time to say your goal.
2024. No, 2025. What year are we in?
Wow.
Yeah.
You're really fumbling here. Are you crafting this goal right now as you sit here on the couch?
Oh, yeah. So it's a 16-week goal, and the goal is by December 31st, 2025, to bench press 225 pounds. I've never done that in my life.
Okay.
And I weigh 170. I weighed myself this morning, 173.
I saw you over on the scale this morning.
Yeah.
I have to, just a little tangent here.
Yeah.
We all love tangents.
I love tangents. Hit me.
I think it's really odd that they put the scale literally in the middle of the gym.
Yeah, it's like, hey, check me out.
It's not behind a partition.
No.
It's not like, it doesn't face like a private area or corner.
No.
It's just right there in the middle, right in between the turf, the cardio machines, and the weight machines.
Yeah, that's
It's
awkward.
the main traffic aisle to get in and out of the gym.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why they chose that. It's an interesting place.
I usually only see men get on that.
You think?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not getting on that thing. And not that I have anything against how much I weigh, but it's just like...
Well, thankfully, it's not like digital where people can like walk by and like quickly glance like, oh, cool. Like, I see. It's like the old school. Like,
it is, but from the turf, I can see how much people weigh pretty quick.
No,
I
you
know how
can't.
yeah.
They're in
You
front
move
of it.
those
Like
things down, I don't know.
No, there's no way you can.
Yeah, you can.
Your eyesight
you
is
can
not
guess
that
real
good.
quick.
So anyways, I have a developed
225
program that I'm going to follow to incrementally get stronger in the bench press for the next 16 weeks. And then I've also incorporated some running into that. So every other day I'll try to run as well. And but the other days, except for Sundays, I'm just gonna work on trying to get stronger so I can bench press 225.
Now, is any of this in lead up to Surf City? Or are you primarily just strength focused right now?
I just want to, that's just a goal that I've had my whole life that I've never tried to actually like reach. So I have 16 weeks to, it's a good goal for me just because it gets me back into the gym consistently. Because there's no way you're pulling that goal off without putting time in at the gym. So that for me was one of the main reasons, but it's a lofty goal for me for sure, but it's fun to, I think even if I can get close to that, I think I'll be pretty stoked on that. But yeah, I do want to put some time in outside. So yesterday I actually ran for the first time in a very long time. I ran 3 miles and man, it felt like it was hard. It was like my legs felt heavy, my chest felt like everything about it was like I was struggling.
Did it feel unnatural?
No, it didn't feel unnatural. It just felt like, man, I haven't ran in a long time,
Yeah.
and I haven't. So I felt that. It's a bummer how I feel like this with weight training, but I mean, with running too. But it's such a bummer if you take off like any time that feel like you just lose so much that
Mhm.
it takes so long to like gain all this momentum, and then you take feel like you take like a couple weeks off and it's like you lost all of it.
Yeah.
It's like
It's kinda
it's
cruel,
sad
huh?
how quickly it goes. Yeah.
Well, you can always remember what you felt like when you ran the LA Marathon, knowing how far your body is able to go when you train it, and
Yeah,
that should
true.
be exciting. I like to tell that, to people as they restart training cycles or if they're coming back from injury. I know it's really frustrating when you're coming back from an injury and you keep thinking about where you once were before the injury
Yeah.
or when you were at that peak fitness. And I'm not talking about like living the glory days of when you were like 17 and now you're 58 and you're like, I should be able to, jump that high and roll on the ground and all that as easily. That's not really like what I mean. I mean, our bodies age,
Yeah.
right? But the cool thing is that even as we age, we can still do all those things. We still jump and we still roll on the ground. We can still build muscle. It looks a little different. It feels a little different, but for whatever reason, our bodies were made in such a way that we can always be building muscle. We can always be getting stronger, and we can maintain like pretty good fitness where we're moving and we're mobile and agile. And I think that's really encouraging. But what I do notice is the older we get, the more work it takes.
Yeah.
It takes longer to recover. It takes longer to build muscle. It takes longer to get back in to shape. And so just this idea that we're always on a journey. But I think that having grace for each of those seasons too, because as we even slow down in life or let's say things in our life come into our life and cause us to slow down, whether it's having a baby or I know in our case, like moving again, that we appreciate what our bodies can do regardless of the season. And I think even, when you coach professional athletes, nobody stays in peak fitness performance shape year round.
Yeah.
It's like pressing that gas pedal to the metal, full throttle the whole time. That's what it's like when you're in peak fitness. It's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of fine tuning, hard work, dedication, a lot of energy focus to be there. But we're not meant to stay there all the time. And I think that, even for our ultra runners who are watching this right now, there's a season for ultra running, and then there's a season for like doing the 5Ks and the 10Ks and the half marathons. And I think that's what's so fun about our bodies, our physical bodies, is that we can try different things. I mean, I know people that were in the ultra running community for a long time and all they do is lift now. They do things like Orange Theory and Pilates and CrossFit and they cycle more. It's just they've moved on from that and now they find more enjoyment and fulfillment. And for some people, it's a time thing. I know
Yeah.
some people that have kind of stepped back from ultras because they're like, I want to spend more time with my family or I want to spend more time discovering other activities that I can do. And I want to be more present for other things as opposed to, being in the mountains all the time. Or I know for me, it was like so much easier at times that the seasons of my kids' lives, I would always kind of program my training around that. I knew I could be in the mountains for like, we're on the local trails for like these 5 hours when the kids were in school, right? But it's funny how even when they started driving, their schedules seemed trickier, So then it was like, okay, I can only be on the mountains in these particular days because they don't even have set schedules anymore. And so I think that that's a real life.
Mhm.
Real life is always leaning into the season you're in, finding joy in that. And so whether you're bouncing back from a baby, coming back from an injury or illness, or aging, I think that there is joy in all of it. So it's kind of exciting to see what you have going on, Ed. I mean, you said you've never bench pressed 225 pounds before. I think it's so good to always have new things and new curiosities about what your body is capable of doing and not let the season of life or age keep you from trying something. And sometimes, that's also how we make goals is like, hey, this is a good season of my life to try this.
Yeah.
Like this kind of feels like something that I can tackle. We got this beautiful gym from Nike Strength, and we just finished putting that whole thing together. And so I feel like, I mean, that was such a gift.
Yeah,
The whole
big
setup
time.
that we got is incredible. In fact, you're seeing a picture right now of it, just a couple quick pics of our gym. I really love the Nike Regrind dumbbells. The rack is like a pro rack. I mean, this thing is a beast.
It's so nice.
taken 2 or 3 people just to assemble it. They have all different size racks. But I love it. Isaiah loves to lift. Mackenzie loves to lift. Isaiah and all his buddies love to lift. With this goal that you have, I mean, it just really is such a gift. Thank you, Nike Strength, for this incredible gift. But you can walk right into the garage and work on that goal. We also got a shout out to Stepper. I love the stair mill. It has been a part of my training since like 2008, 2009. I think it's one of the most effective, powerful cardio machines out there. There's no pounding on a stepper. It's a stair mill, so it's revolving stairs. You just climb up the whole time. It's been a key piece of equipment in my training. So we got one of those. And then NordiTrack iFit sent me a new incline trainer. So we finally got all those things set up. And we still have like some boxes and stuff to move out of the way, but I'm seeing in the next coming weeks we'll be able to get like some really good content of us training in there. But that's a gift. Not everyone has access to building a gym out in their garage. Here we are 23 years into our marriage. I remember when we were first married, I was still hanging really tight onto my 24-hour fitness gym pass that was, I think, $12 or $13 a month.
So good.
And I don't know how I got one of the sales guy to finagle me out of that thing. I think he was trying to, remember we did like a family pass or whatever. And then I always like regretted it. Darn it.
Yeah.
But that was great. But I think even today too, there's a lot of gyms out there that you get, $9-10 a month.
Yeah.
You can get to a pretty good gym. So I think it's a great way to stay connected with your goals is having alternatives. I think even though we have that gym in the garage, you'll probably still go to the gym just to get out of the house and be in a new environment. That is always encouraging. But, I'll probably be taking a couple pictures of you, Ed. Probably be putting some pictures up in the podcast for people to see you benching.
I'll probably have no shirt on. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, we probably won't put those in the podcast then because children watch our show.
We're not putting those in
I'm just kidding.
It's funny as we were talking about that, and I was like talking about how I just started running again yesterday for the first time. There was actually a comment came in yesterday on the last episode we did is from Annie on Spotify actually. She says, Sally and Eddie, thank you for the weekly boost. I look forward to my hour-ish weekly Chew Strong date with you guys. Could you briefly speak to the struggle of returning to running when you've been out for a while? My thoughts are my greatest struggle. Runs consist of my mind reminding me of where I was, 50K, and comparing myself to where I am, struggling to build a base. I know this is a common struggle for runners, but if you were to combat these thoughts with the new mantra, what would that mantra be? And
it was Annie?
Annie, yeah. Mm-hmm. I think what you were just talking about, like just being okay with where you're at and enjoying that moment of, hey, I'm not at 50K, training or level or whatever, and being okay with like, I'm good with like some walks right now. I'm good with, this different season as I build back up. But yeah, I think that is probably a struggle for most that have finished 100 milers or finished 50 milers or finished 50Ks and then they haven't ran in a while or they had a baby or whatever. And it's like, I remember when I was able to go, I mean, just like I was yesterday, like I remember a month ago when I was able to go and run 8 miles, like no problem. But now I'm like dying at 3. So yeah, the consistency, being okay with slowly building, right? Like what else would you say to Annie?
It's great. Anne, thank you so much for writing that in. I think this is something that most of our listeners can relate to.
Yeah.
And I think our minds are actually, it's amazing how powerful our minds can be at getting us to overcome, at getting us to, actually take action.
Mm-hmm.
Our minds can also be such a terrible enemy in standing in the way of what it is that we want to accomplish. Sometimes our minds, our subconscious will just list off a whole gamut of reasons why we are not capable
Yeah.
or what our shortcomings are, what our weaknesses are. And I think this is something that we all have to deal with daily in various areas of our lives. I mean, I think of even moms, this term mom guilt that gets thrown out, talked about a lot. I mean, it's real. And whether it's, feeling like you're not doing enough, or, if when your kids misbehave, it's all your fault. But then I think just when we look at things that we used to be able to do, and in this case, that 50K fitness, how good that feels. It's so easy for us to really lean into, will I ever get back there again? Is that possible? Is that behind me now? And instead of just sitting and wondering about the negatives or the possibilities that kind of pull us away from wanting to achieve something, just get out there and try. And I think that's the better way to combat any time that you have a negative thought. Instead of listing off all the negative thoughts or ruminating over the negative thought, ask yourself, but what if I just tried? And so but what if? What if I kept going? What if I showed up? What if I took another step? What if it took me 2 years to get back to the fitness that I once was? What if it took me 10 years to accomplish this? Hey, you know what? I think the joy is in the trying. The joy is in the journey. There's so much growth that we experience when we get out there and put the work in, no matter what our starting point looks like. So if we are restarting, if we are if we're recovering, so we've just come back from doing a race, now it's time to recover, and you start that whole cycle over again. I mean, there's so much that we get to experience when we just say, but what if I just tried? But what happens when I keep going? And so, I think we had talked about it as some really early episodes. I mean, I'm talking like first 5 episodes. And this rule that I have, because again, I think our minds are so powerful. It's a phrase that I like to use over and over. It's don't think, just go. And really it's kind of addressing what we as humans tend to do maybe a little bit too much. We think too much on our emotions. We think too much about our feelings. And so I can wake up in the morning and say, I am so tired. I feel tired. My bed is warm. I just want to stay here. This is comfortable. I don't really want to do that workout. I'm not motivated. My body's sore. But instead of just thinking all that stuff through, we could lay in bed for like 10 minutes. We can waste 10 minutes of our life thinking about all of that. So instead of thinking of that, just get up and go. And walk into the gym or walk outside, get to the trailhead and just see what happens. Just see what happens. Maybe you don't have the best run ever. Maybe you just hike the whole time, or maybe you get on a bike, or you change workouts. Instead of running, you're going to lift, but like you're doing something. Something is better than nothing. Done is better than perfect. But I think that a lot of times we stand in the way of achieving because we either get stuck in what once was, or we just get stuck in this pattern that we typically do. I mean, we can get caught in negative patterns. When something's hard, we quit. When we wake up and we feel how tired we are, we hit the snooze button 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And we always end up getting up, an hour and a half later than we had wanted to. But somewhere along the line, we have to choose, and we get to make the decision on this to break that cycle.
Yeah.
And say, this isn't going to feel good. Yeah, I'm tired, but I'm going. Yeah, I want to sleep in, but I'm going. I'm cold, but I'm going. And I think there's power in us saying, I get to make this decision. I'm in control of my reactions. I'm in control of what happens next. You keep doing that, it'll change your life.
Yep. Yeah, I think I have a little highlight here that ties in well with that. Actually, the 3 that I chose this time are themed up: strong body, strong mind, strong love. You ready? All right. First one, strong body, is from Tristan, which plays into exactly what you were saying. He posted this in the Choose Strong Strava group. He said, he ran 13 miles, and in the mountains of Georgia. And he said, set many PRs on the run today, grinding the entire time. I can't believe I'm at the point of beating my road PRs in mountains. Blows my mind. So Yeah, I mean, he even said his title, does it classify as crazy if I like running uphill more than downhill? And I think when you were talking about how, being consistent, just showing up, don't think, just go, like you get to the point where you're doing what Tristan's doing. Now he's running the same times that he, was on the road in the mountains, like at elevation, because he's put in that time.
A really important part there too is he's surprising himself.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we have to remember. Our lives, we don't have our lives mapped out. We can't predict what's going to happen 2 hours from now, what's going to happen at the end of this week. We don't know the number of our days. I mean, there's so much in store for us, but we can't really discover that unless we try. And so in Tristan's case, I think this is just so beautiful. I mean, he's even saying he's blown away. He never thought that he'd be beating his road PRs on the trail. Well, of course you never thought that. You never tried it before.
Yeah.
And what a joy to experience what happens when you consistently do the work, when you show up and just out of curiosity, you start to ask yourself, what would happen if I did this?
Yeah.
What if? I love that.
Yeah. So Tristan,
well done,
we
Tristan.
see you, buddy. Well done. And the next one is also from the Too Strong Strava group. I earmarked this one as strong mind, but I guess you can say strong body, but there's a lot of strong mind in this one. This is from Katie, and she wrote, guys, I ran outside today and I didn't freak out. Since I started my running/weight loss journey, I was really insecure about running outside because I feared what people thought. Now I'm down 43 pounds and I'm running 3 miles consistently. I could only run 30 seconds when I started this. I'm choosing to just have fun, hard work, dedication, and it's paying off. So she ran 3 miles outside. Big win for Katie, because in her mind she was like, no, I'm not doing that because I don't want people seeing me. I don't want to, I don't want people to make fun of me or whatever, right, and judge me. And now she's outside, not caring what people thought or think, down 43 pounds, running 3 miles consistently.
Katie, congratulations. Your hard work is clearly paying off. You are enjoying what it is that you're doing. And most importantly, remembering that your journey is unique to you. No one can live it for you. No one can dream up the things that you dream up for yourself and go and get them for you. This is about you. And you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Yeah, pretty rad. Well done, Katie. All right. The last highlight I have here is an email that I got, and I'm not going to share the name just because it's an email, but I kind of did strong love for this one. All right. Strong love. And the title of the email was My Wife Chose to Be Strong. Sally and Ed, my wife ran her first trail race with me 2 years ago, a 7K. She found out about Sally through a mutual friend and has been hooked on her positive energy ever since. Yesterday, she stepped way outside of her comfort zone and ran a half with 3,100 feet of elevation.
Wow, that's solid.
She fell twice, shook it off, and no matter how hard I tried, I could not create a gap and bury her.
That's awesome.
Keep doing what you're doing, motivating people. It's led her to discover places in her mind and her heart that she didn't know existed. Now, strong love is because I felt like, hey, this guy got his wife out there. They're running a race together. And, even though he was trying to gap or bury her, I felt like that was loving, right? He's out there on the trails with her.
Well, I was thinking this sounds like something that Eddie would do.
That's why I was like, I resonate with this guy.
That sounds like Eddie.
This guy's my man.
No matter how hard he will try, he will never bury me.
I was going to say, I feel like this line here, I couldn't create a gap and bury her. I felt like I've said that before, or I've written that down before.
Right. Like anytime I run a half marathon with you, you try to gap me and bury me, but I'm just right there on your shoulder.
Or I'm just like, hey, go way ahead of me and leave me alone.
Thank you so much for sharing that story. That brought a good laugh. Also, huge congrats to your wife. What a rock star, and what a joy that you two are able to share this together. I hope you guys continue to make a lot of memories on the trail, whether you're racing, training, or just enjoying a hike together. What a great way to pass some time.
Yeah, I thought that was
Yeah.
pretty good. So we have some strong body, strong mind, strong love.
Love it.
Yes. So if you guys have stories like that, not necessarily like that, but stories of racing or training, and you feel like there are some true strong moments in there, feel free to email us or post about them in the Strava group, because we always are perusing the Strava group to see what's out there and what you guys are up to. And Sally and I love checking in on that group.
Mm-hmm.
All summer, I've been living in the AFO Middle Short Ultra from Janji. They're super comfortable and amazing shorts for running and for everyday wear too. They're lightweight with 6 pockets, a ton of room for gels in your phone, and they have a moisture-wicking brief liner and reflective detailing around hand pockets, and reflective logos in the front and the back keep you seen and safe. Janji makes running apparel for everyday exploration with designs, materials, and features meant to help runners go farther, and is made with durability in mind. And also, it's backed by a 5-year guarantee. Head over to janji.com to check out some designs for yourself and use code CHOOSESTRONG for 10% off your order. That's janji.com and use code CHOOSESTRONG. Did you know Function is the only health platform that gives you access to the kind of data most people never see and the insights to actually take action? That's why Sally and I have chosen Function. Function can test over 160 biomarkers, from heart and hormones to toxins, inflammation, and stress. You can also access multi-region MRI and CT scans, all tracked in one secure place over time. That's why top health leaders like Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Andrew Huberman, and Dr. Jeremy London are all behind Function Health. And lab visits are fast and convenient at 2,000 plus locations across the U.S. For $499 a year, that's $1.37 a day for cutting-edge health insights. All results are tracked over time in one secure place, so you see how your health evolves. Insights come from top doctors based on your unique results. Learn more and join using our link. The first 1,000 get a $100 credit toward their membership. Visit functionhealth.com/Sally McRae or use gift code Sally McRae at sign up to own your health.
I feel like I need to do like just a little tangent real quick, because
Another one? Let's go. What do you got?
another tangent.
Another tangent.
Well, because we mentioned that we had moved, and this hits home with a lot of people who have been in the moving house to house situation, whether it's usually people who work in military or
Right.
not in military.
Yes, it's usually, yeah.
5 years ago when we moved to Bend, we actually did a whole episode on this. We realized once we got up to Bend from Southern California how expensive labor costs were.
Yeah.
And in our mind, when we were traveling up there, we thought we were going to renovate this house and get a lot of help.
Yes.
And I mean, we were so naive. We were naive in every single way possible. But I just remember we were maybe like sitting at dinner with the kids or something. We look at each other, we're like, we can't afford anyone to come out and help us with this house. I think the one guy that we hired, do you remember he put carpet in a couple of the bedrooms, or in the kids' bedrooms and our bedroom? And that was it.
Yeah.
And that was a very inexpensive thing. Like, we went and got the carpet. All he did was, trim it and staple it down to the ground.
Yeah.
Like that was it. But because of that, having the lack of funds, it actually turned into like one of my favorite life experiences ever. And especially one of my favorite things I've ever done with you.
Yeah.
And we ended up renovating our house. And you're seeing some pictures pop up right now. If you are watching this on YouTube or on Spotify, you're seeing some before and after pics of some of the fun things Eddie and I did. One of my favorite things was when Eddie built out a fireplace and some built-in shelves and cupboards. It was so much fun. And we turned this little tiny, it was like I think it was maybe 1,100 square feet. no backyard.
No.
There's you open up the sliding door. It was maybe 3.5 feet, and then you'd hit the
The
you'd hit
fence.
the fence. But we loved this home. We wrote our names I remember on the MDF board
Yep.
on the ground, and we wrote some really precious Bible verses that our family loves, and the kids signed their names. And I remember when we left too, how hard it was to leave it, because it was the first time. We'd always dreamed of buying something, but to say goodbye to it was really hard. It's a rental now. We rent it out now, and I think the home will always stay in the family. But one thing that has been true ever since we moved back, which we primarily moved back because of COVID, it was really, really hard for the kids to be away from family.
Yeah.
And so we essentially moved back for them. But we've always gone back and forth and said, oh my gosh, it would be so fun to renovate again. It would be so fun to do some home projects again. So this opportunity came up for us to buy, and kind of the same size house, a little tiny house, and, built in 1967 or something like that, and needs a lot of TLC. And so after my speaking tour, I'd say around October time, Eddie and I are going to get back to some renovations, and I am so excited. So he and I have some Pinterest boards going. We send links to each other constantly, we should do this, we should try this. But we'll take you guys along for that journey. We are by no means professionals.
No.
And we will definitely hire for the more critical things, like electrical wiring, plumbing and stuff like that. But there's definitely some cosmetic stuff and basic stuff that we're going to do, stuff in the backyard too. And yeah, I'm just feeling so grateful for this opportunity. I never thought it would happen, but
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to hurt my back and hurt my knees and all the aches that come with the memories of
this is true.
Of building something and renovating something. No, it is fun. It's fun because it's so new. Especially the house in Bend. We had no clue what we were doing.
No clue.
So
I joked. Remember, I joked. I said
it.
the only thing Eddie ever did for me was hang up pictures and a couple shelves.
That was a little disrespectful.
I'm not saying. I didn't mean it in a disrespectful way. What I meant was there was never need to, and we always rented. So because we always rented, it's not like you could just go and demo a bathroom.
Right.
You couldn't go and just build a fireplace somewhere.
True.
It's not that I didn't think you were able. You blew me away with you blew me away with what you were capable of doing and what you really courageously tackled, because we had no experience. Neither of us did, I had a little bit of experience going to work with my dad. I learned some stuff that actually I was able to click into when we were working on the bathrooms, especially in the house, that just little things that I remember to do. But I think you and we were such amateurs, and we were making so many mistakes and so many trips to Home Depot every day, that I think one of the best parts was just in the learning. We just laughed so much, and then also got frustrated together. And it was there was no one to blame except ourselves. And we had so much to learn. We were always watching stuff on YouTube and trying to find as much information as we could. Our good friends, Slater and Monique Fletcher, were also just pivotal in helping us, because they had done some home renovations up there too. Those are our friends that live up there. But yeah, I think any time that you can create something, you can take something that, maybe cosmetically looks ugly and turn it into something beautiful. It's so satisfying.
Totally.
And just, having your own little plot of dirt.
Yep.
I see that as just a massive, massive gift. I mean, not all of us get to experience that. And I know when you and I first got married, we never thought that we would.
Yeah.
So, it's taken us a really long time. But very grateful.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to tackle these things. We have no idea what we're doing.
So you are saying it's going to be fun?
Well, indirectly, yeah. I think it will be.
Okay.
I think it will be fun. Yeah. So let's move on. Let's move on to Sally Says.
You don't want to talk anymore about renovations?
No, I think,
Do you know how many people that listen to our podcast? I want to say, I see you, that wrote on my Instagram post about it that said that they were in the middle or have just finished renovations or they are about to start renovations. I mean,
Oh,
a
really?
few people told me they're 5 years in.
5.
5 years in. So
Whoa.
multiple people told me about houses that they bought that were like 100 years old.
Oh, wow.
Amazing. Now, houses that were built 80, 100 years ago, those got style.
Yeah.
They don't make houses like that anymore. So I feel like a lot of those houses, they got good bones, and updating those. I mean, I wish I could see some of these projects that people are working on. I bet those are stunning. Some big like colonial looking craftsman type house. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like those old homes, they just got so much character.
Yeah. What is it, like the Fixer Uppers, all the different like home shows that they have
Mhm.
on the network. I love watching those because every once in a while they'll have a house that was super old that has you strip everything away and it's like built so well.
Yeah, and still it looks so good. Like maybe it's
Yeah.
like the wood flooring, or you ever seen those it's for like carpet on stairs, and it's like these metal clasps that were built into the stairs, and you like turn them and it secures the carpet on every single step.
Hmm.
I mean, just these beautiful pieces of hardware. I mean, they don't do that on stairs anymore,
Yeah.
but just knowing that houses were built to last a long, long time. They were
Yeah.
built for that family to be there for a very long time. And yes, they were just made a bit differently.
Yep. Yeah, those are fun to renovations are fun to watch. Like I think I think you said it, where you see something go from like
Transformation.
ugly to
That's what it
great.
is
Yeah,
transformation.
it is. The transformations
Yeah.
are.
Because I
I
know
know I'm a
you
sucker for
love
them.
like fitness and body transformation type shows
Oh
where you
yeah,
see someone working really hard to get healthy, or
my 600-pound life, one of my favorite shows.
yeah, stuff
Just
like that. Or like
seeing.
there is like these there's a show I really loved watching. I think it was before we had kids. Well, obviously that's what I'm saying. I don't really watch that much TV, but it was one where they would take people who maybe, I guess, in their opinion, didn't have fashion sense, or maybe just didn't really like spend a lot of time on their hair or their makeup or their clothes, or their friends or family would kind of nominate them.
Yeah,
And
I do remember that. What was it
yeah, some
called?
of it had to
Remember that?
do with like self-esteem too. It was really
Yeah.
cool. Like, whether it was like a woman that didn't think that she was beautiful. Some of these women were just like, they didn't think much of themselves. And so they'd never put any thought at all into maybe doing their hair or updating their wardrobe. Maybe some of these people were like, they've literally worn the same thing for 20
Yeah.
years. And so the family or friends would kind of nominate them like, hey, give them some new ideas, give them a new haircut, makeup. I love those shows. Like so many times you didn't even recognize the
Yeah.
person. It was so fun to see their transformation. They'd take them shopping. They'd show them, different ways they could do their hair and makeup. And
That
but
was a good show.
it was just amazing. Even you'd see the demeanor.
Yeah.
These people would walk a little bit taller, smile a little wider. They just
Yep.
seemed like so happy because someone revealed something about them. But
Yeah.
there's something about transformation. People love to watch something transform
Yep.
into something better or more beautiful. Even, oh my gosh, remember the hoarder shows?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, those are like they would gross me out
I
big
love
time.
those shows too. Yeah.
There'd be ones where it'd be like rat infestation
Oh
and
yeah.
people would be living there, or some owners would have like 45 cats.
Yeah.
Or it would just be trash, right? You couldn't, they would literally have to crawl
Right.
from room to room. And sometimes I'd watch these shows and I feel kind of sick to my stomach, but I would like get so excited about the transformation.
Mhm.
What is this going to look like when they're done?
Mhm.
And what is that? Why do people,
I don't know.
why do
love
people
that.
like the transformation? I think there's a little hope within us that we too can be transformed, because
Yeah.
when it's put on a show, it's always extreme.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one's doing like a fashion makeover with someone that just needs a better fitted pair of jeans,
Yeah.
right? No one's doing like a home makeover when really they just need to change out their countertops. It's
Yeah.
like the dilapidated home that has a sign from the city on it saying it's a health hazard to live there.
Yeah.
People want to see that transform.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder how, like, like a hoarder situation, that's, like, ingrained in you, right? And so I guess,
Yeah.
in this show where you go in and people are like, "Hey, this is not safe," or family was like, "Hey, we need to change this," like, and the people that are the hoarders, they're, like on the show, I remember they're not, like, super gung ho, they're, like, really hesitant, they're sitting on the front lawn as they're pulling stuff out of their house, like, "Oh, I really wanna keep that," like, I'm always curious, like, after their house is, like, completely empty and everything's like a normal house, like, wonder how long until it's, like, the hoarding, like, starts again.
Some of those shows, because I think there was a couple of them, they at the end of every show, they always gave you an update on the person,
Mm.
and sometimes they did go right back into it.
Yeah, because I feel like that's gotta be one of those things where I don't know, because that doesn't happen overnight, like, a hoarding thing is, like,
Well, it's mental.
years and years of that,
There's mental illness
and there's
attached to
yeah,
it.
you're right,
Yeah,
you're
there's
right.
usually, and I think that the show that I think it was just called Hoarders, but it was really neat. They usually have like a psychologist, a behavioral psychologist, and people that they specialized in hoarding. And there was usually a point of trauma in their life.
Mm,
A lot of times it was people who had lost somebody
mm.
or someone who had went away or some type of broken relationship.
So
And
they're trying to hold on to
stuff,
something or
yeah, stuff is filling the void. Stuff is filling the emptiness. And whether it's just the act of going out and constantly shopping and collecting, to keep you busy and fulfilled, this idea of like finding a treasure and bringing it back home, there's this momentary feeling of fulfillment in that. But then realizing obviously that this stuff isn't making me feel better. And so you just keep on
Yeah.
getting stuff. But it is interesting when people live in squalor. When they
Yeah.
just live, I mean, you think of like the smells I mean, I remember, they'd show the bathrooms sometimes, all the bathrooms completely overflowing.
Yeah.
The plumbing's not working anymore. And, but yeah, I think the hoarder one, it did touch both the physical, superficial layer of the house, but they would always have another
Psychological
part of the
part.
show they'd tell the story of the person and
Yeah,
they
you're
always
right.
tried
Like,
to
what
seek help.
happened? Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, you're right.
And it was usually like a
Sad, yeah.
really sad story. So you can't help but just be moved to compassion for
Yeah.
those people because it must be so hard. But yeah, I don't know how we got
I don't know,
talking on that,
I
Ed.
think I might be, like, the opposite. Maybe I have a problem because I'm, like, the opposite. I'm like, "Throw it away. Let's get rid of it."
Yeah, you do like to do that.
Like, I love just,
Yeah.
like, tossing stuff.
Organizing,
Organize
clean
it, and let's throw it
spaces.
out if we
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe is that something I need to look into?
No, I think it's good. When you
Alright.
clear space, it allows you time and energy to create, to think, to dream, to plan. I mean, it's pretty crazy when you have a lot of stuff. You spend a lot of your day organizing, moving
Yeah.
around, or digging through your stuff.
Yeah.
And it can kind of suck your mental energy and it can suck time from your day. So, I mean, that's one thing. We moved from a place that was much bigger than this, what we're living in right now.
Mhm.
And you and I have said over and over, and possibly it's because you and I grew up in smaller homes. I mean, I feel like the house I grew up in is pretty much this exact same floor plan and space,
Yeah.
but it has been really nice.
Mhm.
It's been really nice that you can walk like 8 steps and you're on the other end of the house.
That is nice.
Essentially, that the kitchen, dining room, and living room are all basically just one room. And cleaning up and organizing this space is like it's a matter of 10 minutes.
Yeah, that is
So
nice.
we're getting this time back. Bigger isn't always better.
Yeah.
More stuff isn't always better. It's just more to manage.
More to manage, you're right. Yep.
So I'd rather manage my goals and things that I'm creating and things that I want to do and instead of managing stuff
Yeah.
and materials. So
Yeah, maybe the what is it, the minimalists, like, they're onto something there.
oh yeah,
Although
wasn't there like a documentary that you watched on Netflix
Yeah.
that was like the
Couple
minimal
years
life?
ago,
I can't
yeah.
remember. I don't think that's what it's called. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just called minimalist.
I think so. Yeah, it might be. I don't know. It's like 2 guys or something.
Yeah, and what was the whole?
I can't remember. It was a while ago
Did
when
they
I
get
watched
rid
it.
of everything and then just?
But they just like you just live very simply. Like, you have 4 shirts and, 1, cup and, that kind of thing where you
Yeah.
don't need the excess of maybe a lot of it's like American like culture that has excess like
Yes.
that. But
Oh, big time.
yeah, I can't remember, but I think in theory that's it's not a bad way to live if you can.
Mhm.
I mean, there's some extremes that are like, okay, you don't need to go like that
Yeah.
that extreme,
Like
but
it's okay to have more than one pair of underwear, bro. Like, please do us all a
Yeah.
favor.
It's, there's some things we don't want to skimp on,
But
That's
honestly,
one of
like
them.
think about that time that you would get back. I mean, even
Yeah.
going smaller, can you imagine if our house was even smaller than this? Or let's say that you only had 7 outfits,
Yeah.
1 for every day. You never had to give time to think about what you were going to wear each day because you just
Yeah.
had that outfit picked out. I remember when I taught at Calvary Chapel High School, and I went to Calvary Chapel High School just for a couple years. We didn't have uniforms. When I came back to teach 4 years later, the first year there was no uniforms, but the second year and third year that I taught there, they implemented uniforms.
Yeah.
And I remember talking, especially to the girls who are like really into my fashionista students,
Yeah.
that would tell me, you know, in the beginning, it was hard because they loved shopping. They loved the clothes in their wardrobe. But the one thing that all of the kids would say over and over again, they're like, dude, I never have to worry about what I'm going to wear the next day because everyone's wearing the same thing.
Yeah, that is nice.
I have all this extra time back in the morning because it's like my options are literally 3 different things. I'm either wearing the plaid skirt, the black skirt, or the black slacks.
Yeah.
And the polo they had to wear that was the same polo. And I thought that is really interesting. And then on the weekends is when they'd wear, whatever outfit they wanted. But, during school hours, they had to be in that uniform. And so it gave them back this time. It gave them back mental energy, but even the social aspect of it. A lot of the kids who, and I definitely resonate with this end, and especially my elementary school years. I mean, I usually had holes in my shoes and socks, stains on my clothes. Like I didn't have the
Do
fashionable.
you have any friends?
I did. Well, I have to say this too. Where I went to school, we were all kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
And I never, ever realized that I didn't really have as much as other people until we moved away to a new neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then I realized, I was like, oh, my stuff isn't that great. So it is pretty amazing how comparison can really steal our joy and cause stress and anxiety. But so I think of, the kids at the school who maybe always didn't feel like they had the cool clothes or the latest fashion to fit in. It was all level playing ground now. Everyone wore the same thing.
Yeah.
So, I think if we can consider the time that would be given back if we weren't spending so much time picking out outfits.
Yeah, isn't that Steve Jobs? Didn't he do hey, I'm just got a couple black shirts, a couple pairs of pants. I wear the same thing every day.
There's a lot of people that still adopt that too.
It's not a
I have
bad
friends
move.
that they pretty much they have the same wardrobe every single day except when they go out on the weekend. There's
change it up a little bit.
Yeah, but every day they're working or if they're going to school or just everyday life, it is, and most of the time it's like a black shirt and jeans.
I like that.
Or it's all black because all black, it just always looks nice. It always looks professional. I had someone tell me this one time before. They're like, yeah, if you're going actually somewhere nice and you're kind of stressed out about what to wear, just go with all black. You will always look like you're put together.
True, yeah.
Obviously it won't be all like wrinkly and lint all over your clothes, but it's like if you dress in black head to toe. I mean, I think I did this last year when I spoke at Banff. I was like, what do I wear?
Yeah.
I'm talking to 500 doctors. And then I just decided I'm going to wear black head to toe. And it was great.
Yeah.
And you'd never know that I only spent $14 on my whole outfit.
Who would have known?
I had some old black boots. I wore those and some black. I got like some black like slacks or something like that, and then just a black long sleeve button up. But it actually looked pretty nice.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I think all black is I like that. It's a good move.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Fashion
Fashion from
check that
Sally.
off. Fashion from
From
Sally.
Sally and Eddie. The king and queen of fashion over here.
Speaking of wearing the same thing every day, this guy over
Yeah,
here.
you actually do. In fact, I think if
I
there's
do.
anything that our kids make fun of you for, it's your clothes.
It is, yeah. I definitely need. I was thinking as you were talking about that show, like how families nominate people to like, hey, let's get a new look. I feel like you guys would be like, hey, we're gonna nominate this this guy. He needs
But
a
in
new
the
look.
same breath, it's really funny that Isaiah and Mackenzie make fun of your clothes because they both wear your clothes.
They take my I know. So
Isaiah wears your shirts and sweatshirts. Mackenzie will even take your shirts. I mean,
Yep.
it's so funny.
It
So
is.
I
It
think
is
there's
ironic.
some hidden in there.
Yeah.
You're kind of cool.
Very cool. All right. Sally says, here we go. This question, great question here. I'm new to running. I just signed up for an ultra and I don't have friends or family that are runners. How do I go about finding pacers for my race? Good question.
First and foremost, whoever wrote this in, when you say in the same sentence that you're a new runner and that you signed up for an ultra,
I thought the same thing. I was like, man, they're just like jumping right into it.
I do feel like that's the trend now, though.
I feel like
it's like the trend.
they must have watched one of your like documentaries on YouTube or something like, oh, dude, I can do that. I feel like a lot of people like watch some of those and they're like, I just signed up for a 200-mile. I've never ran a half marathon, but I just signed up for a 200-mile because I watched Sally.
And if she can suffer that much
do it,
and still get to the finish line, I think I can too.
I could win.
That's one of the taglines in the description of my YouTube channel. I literally say, because if I can do it, you can too.
Yeah.
We find so much power and strength when we see other people do stuff. It gives us the curiosity and the wonder and the, I think just the go-to to think, well, I can do that too. So one of the cool things about the ultra running community is that most of the races will have a Facebook page or a community page, and that it's for the entrants, also for volunteers, anyone that's involved with the race. That is typically where you can find a pacer. You could do a post on the race page's Facebook page and just say, hey, I'm looking for a pacer. You could do that there. You could also join our Strava group, our Choose Strong Strava group, and do a post there. Let people know what race you're doing. Let people know maybe a little bit about you. Hey, my name's John Doe. I am running my first 100 at Javelina 100. I would love a pacer for the last, 40 miles. If you're going to be there, let me know. And I think be really clear too with what expectations are. I mean, I've kind of run into people in both camps where they say they can pace you, but then they also expect you to pay for their flight and their hotel and like all of that, which is like that's kind of a huge undertaking for most people. I always say, hey, try to find people that are already going to be out there.
Yeah.
And most ultra races, especially like the bigger ones now too, there's so many spectators. I know people that do this at Western States every year. They go and hang out at the river crossing, and you can hang out there at the aid station, and some people are like, hey, if you don't have a pacer, I'll pace you to the finish. And it's a great way to make a friend and experience Western States. And so, yeah, this happened pretty much almost every 200 that I did. There was always people at the 200s just kind of hanging out that would offer that just to be there to pace any leg of the race. So, yeah, putting it out as a post on social media, finding the race's community Facebook page is very helpful. My heart is with you too when you say you don't have friends that run, you're not part of a community, and maybe you're not feeling that support. Know that Eddie and I, we see you, we support you. You have a whole community that supports you, and I really do hope that you, as you navigate your way through the ultra and trail community, that you find some really good friends. Make sure you join our Choose Strong community Facebook page too. We got over 11,000 people in there, and I'm sure if you did a post in there too, that you could probably find some pacers.
Yeah, and I don't know, I know it's an ultra, but if there's like a 3 to 5 mile section and I'm around, I don't mind jumping in.
3 to 5 mile is probably not gonna happen
Is
in
that not
any
a
race on the planet where they
That's
say,
not a
"Yeah,
it's not a thing?
here's where pacers can pace for 3 miles. Line on up." Not too common, but very sweet of you and also dangerous of you to say.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that is a good question, though. I think, I know we laughed about jumping in to an ultra right away, but yeah, I mean, if it's new to, you and you don't have that, like you said, a community of friends that are in that running sphere or your family that, don't exercise or run, you're kind of like, yeah, all by yourself. I'm sure this is pretty common. It's not like this person isn't on an island by themselves, like the only person that's ever asked this. Like, I'm sure it's pretty common. But yeah, I think it's a good idea getting in the socials and the Strava groups and
I was like that my first year. I didn't know anybody.
yeah.
I would actually go on Facebook and I would type in the search bar ultra runner. That's how I met Katja Corbet. She was my first friend
Oh,
in the
yeah, I remember
ultra
that.
community. She was so kind to me, answered all my questions. And then when I went up to American River 50 to go pick up my bib at Fleet Feet, there she was, her and Andy Kumeda, and they were so kind. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And then they introduced me to more people. I just started meeting more and more people within that first race. But I know, those first few years of ultra running, I didn't know anybody that did ultras or trail, especially as a young mom. I mean, my kids were babies when I first hopped into it. So now there's way more resources, bigger communities, tons of coaches and brands that are involved. And so there's a lot out there. And so I just encourage you to put yourself out there too, and know that as soon as you do this first race, you're going to come home with some friends. Also, I mean, I kind of did the same thing too. I think I jumped into the ultra world pretty fast too. I mean, went from marathon to 50 immediately. So, I understand the crazy of I'm brand new to this. Also, I signed up for an ultra. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. All right. Well, that was the only one I had today, Sal. I didn't have. That was
I
the
think
only
that's
one.
great.
Thought that was a good one.
I think that's a good way to end.
Oh, let's go.
We
We're ending it
have,
now. All right.
unless you had
How
another.
many have you finished over there
Do,
as you
do
were
you
chatting?
see that?
I'm curious, I'm gonna look through some of those and see if there were any that were like, I'm sure there are, that were
I put them in order.
incorrect. You did?
Yeah, I put them in
You were
order
paying
because
attention?
I know myself. Yeah, they all go in order. But
All right.
here's the thing. If you are going to be in Poplar Bluff, Missouri for the Women Aware Conference, I am so excited that I am able to gift this to you. This is really special. The message is really special. And I would love to see you there. I would love to meet you. If I don't see you there, I will be in Nashville. I think we're going to try to connect with some of the running communities. Somebody actually, I wish I would have written down her name, but told me about this workout. It's like on the Capitol steps.
Oh,
it's like
yeah, I
this workout
saw
on the
that.
stairs. Do you want to pull that up in
Yeah,
your
I'll pull it up.
messages? I want to give her a shout because I think I will. I'm almost positive I will be in Nashville at that date. I think she said it was the 22nd, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be there. I don't really know what it is, if it is representative of something or if it's just a workout that they do every single week.
September 22nd.
Yes, yeah. You want to read it?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up, but it says, the Capitol Steps workout in Nashville.
Yeah. What is that? I think she sent a link.
It's voted Nashville Fit Magazine's best free community workout for the past 6 years. Join us every Monday and Thursday. So location is at the Tennessee State Capitol. We meet at the steps at the northeast corner of the Capitol. Recently celebrating the 12-year anniversary of the Capitol Steps workout. I'm so humbled and honored by your continued support. All fitness levels welcome.
And what do they do? What's that? Can you tell what the workout is?
Doesn't say.
Is it just kind of, you're just doing steps like up and down, which is such a good workout. Oh my gosh.
It looks like you're just climbing up.
Real life stair mill right there.
Well, look, it looks like it's like a hill or something.
Oh, wow. That looks so cool.
But I don't know.
Okay, I think I might need
are.
to make that happen. That's really cool. What's her name?
Her name is,
Who reached out?
it's 2 Cowgirl 9120000.
Okay. Thank you so much for reaching out. I'm going to do my best to be there. It looks like a rad workout. I love new and refreshing workouts. That's probably why it is so popular. It's just so different from, a run club or a CrossFit class or going to Pilates or something like that. I mean, anytime you're climbing,
Yeah.
getting outside and doing it with other people.
And the bonus, you get to go to the Nashville Capitol building.
Yeah, that is a bonus.
That's a bonus.
So I think during this podcast, Ed, I've probably put together.
How many do you think?
I'd say this is probably about 30.
30? Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So
you got quite a ways to go.
I've done 130 now. Got about 500 left.
Hey, by this rate, you will almost be done.
Happily, every single one put together by me with a sweet little story attached to it.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
Those
you
are
can't
cool.
say what it is.
I will not.
Yeah.
I will. My mouth
can't reveal.
Mute. Partly because I forgot. I'm just kidding.
That's okay.
I do remember. All right, close us out, Sal.
Yeah.
Send us on
to those of you
way.
that are still running, well done. If you're in the gym, still lifting those weights, remember every time you show up and work toward your goals, you're getting a little stronger, a little bit better. That commitment and discipline is a little bit stronger as well. And I just want to encourage you to keep doing that. For those of you that are just hanging out, you're relaxing on the couch with us, thank you so much for joining us. I know our conversation today, man, we talked about a whole bunch of life topics, from hoarders to body transformations to
good stuff, though.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. Yeah. But you know what? That's what it's about, Ed. I love just hanging out with the community and staying real, living real life, getting through these seasons together. It is such a joy to have you here with us. We want to encourage you to keep choosing strong in all you do.